Hi guys, and thank you so much for coming back to my channel. My name is Maya, and today we are succession planting beets and radishes. And what succession planting is spacing out your planting so that you continue to have a harvest coming in your home. Now for my radishes, this is going to be the third succession plant. So I've done round 1 of beets, so we're gonna do round 2 today. I usually plant 2 weeks apart, so it gives a little bit of a head start for our first round. So the years that I did not succession plant, I would do 1 crop, and then after I harvested, I had nothing else. It takes a little bit of work, but your work is really going to pay off when you always have a continual harvest. Okay, so now that the baby is situated, we are going to plant our beets. Beets have started to become some of our favorite things to grow, hence why I am succession planting. So each of these beets is actually a cluster of seeds, which is so awesome, and which is why you a lot of times get a whole lot of clumps, because one little seed will give you a whole lot of plants. One thing that some people do is to put the beet seeds in water before you put them in. I've never done that, and I still have a really good germination. The trick to really doing that is to making sure that you water before or that you water really well afterwards, because you want it to be damp. They're going to survive and they're going to thrive in that moist atmosphere during the beginning stages of their life. So the really cool thing with seeds is that they come with instructions on the back, so you don't have to memorize. So with our beets, we're gonna plant them about a ½ inch deep and 4 to 6 inches apart. I wanna make sure that I can fill up this line. A really, really good representation is this line right here. So I've gotta go in the weed, but this is what this looks like when you plant it in the ground just like this. If you pull these out lightly, you can transplant them somewhere else in the garden. I have never tried that. That actually might be something I want to try this year. The really cool thing is when you do weed your beets, you can use them as just as you would like a Swiss chard or a spinach. So a lot of people saute them. A lot of people use them as sides. We've eaten beet greens with sauteed garlic and onions as a side, so they do really, really well. I prefer them sauteed. I don't eat them raw, but to each their own. So now that they're in, I'm just going to cover them lightly, and then I'm going to give them a really good water. I cannot stress enough how important it is to make sure that these are watered. Okay, so we are fighting the sun a little bit, so we are quickly going to go and plant our radishes. So the thing about radishes is that they want to have some good draining soil. Make sure that you remove this stuff. Remove the extra grass and stuff that is in your garden, because this is going to get in the way of your seeds germinating. And you want to give them the best chance that you possibly can. So do the extra step, remove the stuff. You will thank yourself later. So the reason that makes it hard for them to germinate is because the small little roots are going to run into stuff. So they're trying to establish themselves as a plant. And if they don't have the room to actually do that, then you're not going to have a successful fruit or a successful crop. For me, in particular with radishes, they're such a quick growing plant, but you also want to make sure that they do them in a cooler part of the season. So you're going to do them at the beginning of spring, and you're going to do them probably 4 to 6 weeks before your last frost date. You could actually probably grow them for way longer if you had like a hoop house or a greenhouse, something covered that keep it warmer. We've got everything hoed up, and now we're going to get our radishes into the ground. Very much like beets, you're going to plant them about a ½ inch deep and make sure that we water them. There are so many different varieties of radishes. My particular type, I have sparkler radishes. They need to be sown a ½ inch deep and about 2 inches apart. Mine are very, very small. It is not like a long daikon radish, but just always make sure that you read the back of your seedling. It's really good to tell you what to do. I love succession planting because I can, one, just kind of check on my garden. I've got now, this is my 3rd set of radishes. It's really, really cool to see the life cycle of a radish in real time. So everything for this round has been succession planted. We've got our beets in the ground, we've got our radishes in the ground. So if you found this helpful or you enjoyed this video, make sure that you like and subscribe. And as always, friends, be kind to yourself. Bye!